next gentleman is I heard he's very popular in the club among the ladies. He is a VP PR and his dreams have actually transitioned. Originally, dreams were very personal about having something, cars and personal stuff. I think from there, I think this ideated to something more, to do something in the society. So let's welcome Arvind, who wants to do more for the society. That's his dream.
Yesterday, after the contest, Joshua treated us with pizzas, and the president's plate had an extra piece. I had a very bad opinion about it. And now, after Balaji's speech, I understand that someone must have offered the president an extra piece for the betterment of a club. I was relating the Alexandrian speech to a very own club's president. That's the power of connection you had with all the audience here. A very big round of applause for that. You had a very powerful message, delivered in a very simple and clear way that even a small child can understand. And that is very important for a speaker on stage. A very big round of applause for that too. So getting back into your project objectives, your project requests you to select an outline that's appropriate for your topic and allows listeners to easily follow. And you have done that wonderfully. All your outline was easy to follow. Initially, you started with the leader powerful opening, and then you say, leaders are there who love war, who hates war. There are leaders who are destructive, who are constructive. But what makes them a powerful, revolutionary leader? You made two different stories about two great leaders. You quoted two different incidents. It had a very good message in there. So the outline was easy to follow. A very big round of applause for that. The second is, make your message clear to the audience. And what was the message? The message was simple. A leader is one who doesn't care about himself, just like a president, but cares about others. Isn't that clear? It was very clear from your speech that a leader is not just one who cares about himself, but he cares about others. So the second point, very well done. And the third point, coming to transition. So the transition part was in your body, where suddenly you listed a lot of positive leaders. Karl Marx, and Swami Vivekananda, my favorite, you listed on top. I appreciate that. Swami Vivekananda, Karl Marx. A lot of positive leaders, and suddenly a transition. Hitler. Where did Hitler come in there? Okay, yes, he's also a leader. You made the audience provoke, you made them think. So you said, and after that you start saying that a leader, we think Hitler is also a leader, we think Swami Vivekananda is also a leader. But what makes the difference? You explained with a very beautiful incident. So a big round of applause for that. Transition wonderfully done. And coming to the last point, strong opening and conclusion. This is where I have a small submission for you. Your opening, I believe it was very strong. You came up undauntedly on stage and you said, yes. But suddenly what happened was, I was not here for a second, and suddenly your message went away. It was very fast that I couldn't grab it. Maybe my brain is very slow to grab, but that is something I would like to suggest to you. The opening, make sure that everyone has their attention here, and then deliver what you're trying to say. That is one suggestion. The conclusion part, you had a very strong conclusion, and a big round of applause for that. Overall, a powerful script delivered in an elegant way, and your script goes into the morning to-do list of my powerful story in my desktop. Thank you.
Thank you, Arvind, for the beautiful evaluation. Next, we have a person who always has a smile on her face, even now also. VP Education, and was probably the most popular VP Education in the club. She thinks that dreaming is awesome, and it comes a lot of excitement and energy in yourself. But of course, dreaming itself is not enough. The real test of dreaming is actually to make it live or realistic. So let's welcome Priyanka to evaluate.
Before I start evaluating the actual speech, I want all of us to applaud Toastmaster Prabhakar for coming here and giving that you get when you finish CC very fast. He is here to make the most of each project. CC4 requires you to use rhetorical devices, use vivid imagery, which was not very evident in his previous CC4, so he made sure that he came up with a script that has all this, and he has delivered here today. Okay, coming to today's speech, there was a lot of vivid imagery in his speech today. First example that I would like to quote is how he described the farmers predicting weather. They see the clouds getting darker and darker, and they feel the cold wind blowing, and that is how they predict weather. So I was actually there in the field feeling all this when he was saying that. And when he described the rain actually coming, he said it started as a toddler, and then it went on to become a dancer with antlers. This is a very nice way of putting it. You can actually hear the rain getting louder and more strong. The third example is the experiences that he had at Iliad's beach. So you said sea of humanity, and we could actually see so many people walking, swarming around. And you described the fragrance that you had from the stalls, the sound of the toys, the toys that you throw and they shine in the night. So all of this we could actually see, and that is what is required in a speech, in a CC4, in which you have to use vivid imagery. Also there was a triad that was used: unsung, unseen, unheard. If we don't pass on this knowledge to our children, this will go unsung, unseen, and unheard. So overall, this was an amazing speech. Not only does it achieve the objectives of CC4, it also celebrates our culture, and our Pongal is very unique to Tamil Nadu. Okay? So it brings out everything that we cherish. One thing that I would like to give you as a point of improvement is you could try to have more pauses and go a little slower when you speak. This is the objective of CC6, where you use vocal variety. But then for message to go across, you need to give the audience a few more seconds to let it sink in. So you could try that in your next speech. But it was an amazing speech, and I look forward to your next speech.
Thank you very much, Priyanka, the beautiful evaluation. The next gentleman is actually going to evaluate Bharat for his project 6. This gentleman also always has a smile on his face. He's always smiling. I never seen him with a frown. He is the president of the club, and I think he's already living his dream. He doesn't need to dream further. Okay? His life is a dream for him. Let's welcome our president, Thank you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Actually, I didn't answer his question, what is your opinion on team, as he concluded that I didn't have any more. Today, Toastmaster Varadarajan was giving a project of fact-finding report from Speak to Inform manual. Now, the objective was very clear: to present to the audience facts and make it interesting, and take questions from them and answer questions. It's very clear. He selected a very relevant topic, suicide. It's more emotional and connected to a lot of different ways. And he started with a very recent, nationally known thing about the Rohit Bumrah's suicide. And he started the note actually. That note, you were part the person, but the note was very poignant, and even I had gone through that. So everybody, he could get the attention of the audience to the subject. It was clear. But it was not clear when actually what he was planning to get into. Then he started with the suicide, what is suicide, and the positive, the negative sides of suicide, and why people should not commit suicide. Then the next, from there he went to the statistics, various statistics, and he supported with the religious view, various religious view on suicide, and the great tall people like Tidwal were what they said about suicide. And then he came to some suggestions, like, and again he came back to the relevant points, like what happened after the suicide of Rohit, what happened and how the country as a whole came together and then giving some solutions to avoid this kind of situations. And overall, I like the pattern he followed, and very well we were all into that, and we were all, I think for that 8 minutes we were all involved in that and seriously listening to him. He was very much ready for taking questions. We didn't ask questions, but he would lead questions and then he got answers from the audience. So that was a fantastic thing. It showed that he was very much ready for taking questions from the audience. Then, sir, you did a wonderful job. I really liked it, the fact-finding report, and your preparedness was very clear in the way you were ready for the questions. And overall, it was a very well structured, very well researched, and very well connected to the relevant topics which is going on, subjects which are going on, being discussed in the country. I have only 2 suggestions for you. One is that the fact-finding report supposed to be a lot of fact, and the facts should be supported by the sources. So there are a lot of facts, but that you could have given the sources, like recent sources, and say these are the things, and some more fact supporting the fact you presented. And second thing, it become a little bit philosophical and emotional, other than fact-finding report. So that was the purpose. But I think the speech went to that level in the beginning. You could elaborate the body to include more fact, and the opening could have been limited, and the conclusion would have been limited to near points. And the fact would have been then be spread across the complete speech. Otherwise, other than that, I found the speech very well useful. I hope you also enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, Sunil. I think with that we come to the end of the evaluation session. So let's get on to the reports piece of it. We'll start with the timer report. Joshua Gandhi.
Qualified evaluators are Anusha, Arvind, and Priyan.
Okay, let's get on to the report. The timer report. Please vote for the best evaluator among the 4.
Vinod took 5 minutes 34 seconds. Balaji took 6 minutes 45 seconds. And Prabhakar sir took 6 minutes 5 seconds. And Varadarajan sir took 9 minutes 10 seconds. And evaluation, Anusha took 2 minutes 30 seconds. Arvind took 3 minutes 30 seconds. And Priyanka took 2 minutes 30 seconds. And Sweet took 4 minutes. For TD speakers, Tushar took 2 minutes 25 seconds. Achindya took 1 minute 20 seconds. And Devaraj took 1 minute 40 seconds. And Sriram Prabhu took 1 minute 11 seconds. And Ravi took 1 minute 30 seconds. And Anupam took 1 minute 20 seconds. And Jagit took 2 minutes 6 seconds. And Jamna took 1 minute 6 seconds. And Gopal took 1 minute 58 seconds. And Shiva took 1 minute 9 seconds. And Logesh took 2 minutes 30 seconds. And Joshua took 1 minute 3 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Joshua. Let's get on to the next one. Our county report from Toastmaster General.
So the outcome of the report is starting with the speakers. Vinod Kumar, no passes, no filler words, 1 repetition. Balaji Ananta, 1 passes, 1 filler word, many repetitions. Prabhakar, no passes, filler words, and repetitions. Varadarajan, 1 pass, 2 filler words, repetitions. Varadarajan. So coming to the TD speakers, Tushar, 1 repetition. Ashindya, no. Devraj, 1 passes and 2 filler words and 2 repetitions. Sriram Prabhu, many filler words. Ravi, 2 filler words and 2 repetitions. Anupama, none. Zakir, 1 filler words. Jamuna, 1 pass, 2 repetitions. Gopalakrishnan, 1 filler word and 2 repetitions. Shiva, 1 passes, 1 repetition. Lokesh, 2 repetition. Yoshua, 1 filler word. And on the evaluators, Anusha, 1 repetition. Arvind, 1 repetition. Priyanka, 1 filler word. Sunil Joseph.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kevin, for the next we do the grammarian report. Toastmaster Santosh.
Good morning all. Starting with the prepared speakers, Toastmaster Vinod, you have used hooked up, red-handed, dumb phone, embarrassment, and you have used adding fuel to the fire during your speech. And Toastmaster Balaji, using like revolutionary, constructive during your speech. Toastmaster Prabhakar, you have used theme of the day once, and using words like daughter, feast, sea of humanity, tirelessly, enthusiast during your speech. Toastmaster Varadarajan, act of concern, initiated, life is beautiful, enchanting, wonderful, inevitable, instant, wondering, you have used during your speech. And moreover, you have quoted a quote of Annadurai and Valluvar. Next is table topics speeches. Tushar, you used apparently, pursue. Next is Achintya, you have used theme of the day once. Toastmaster Devaraj, you have used enthusiastic during your speech. And yes, Anupama, you are using bucket list during your speech. Zakir, you are using word of the day once. And during your speech, you are using enchantment, sharpening the skills. Next is Jamuna. During your speech, you are using nothing is impossible in the world. Toastmaster Gopalakrishnan, and you have quoted APJ Abdul Kalam quote on dream. Toastmaster Lokesh, during your speech, you are using uplifting, motivating, procrastinating. And evaluation comes to evaluation. Arvind, you are using word of the day once. And Priyanka, you are using words like fragrance. That's the end of my report. Over to you, Jenny.
Thank you, for the grammarian report. So let's get on. I think we've done all the sessions. So we need to, I have to give the report for the general evaluator. The session started exactly at 9:59, so before time. I think we tried to start at 9:55, but it's okay. So we're very much ahead of time. We started a very good note with the Toastmaster today, setting the tone for the meeting. So it was an amazing example of getting there, beautifully done. That was the amazing part, which started the entire session. Getting on to the prepared speeches, we had Vinod Kumar, who came with the CC2 speech, Art of Living, or I was wondering whether it's Art of Lying, as Samishka was also mentioning. Very entertaining speech. It's about the question of whether anybody has lied. I think all of us have lied. It is also a fact. And I think to master lying, you probably have become a politician again. So that's an amazing speech which came from Vinod. Then we have Balaji, who talks about revolutionary leaders. I think he took us to great heights. And he talked about how you can go from ordinary to extraordinary by thinking over others. So very good speech, Balaji. And Prabhakar sir, I think he has really done justice to the CC4, because look at the amount of vivid imagery as well as amazing visualization which came in your speech. I was actually able to visualize Hero, the beautiful fields there, as even Priyanka was telling. And the fact I live close to Elliot's beach also, I can see in my mind the sea of people. So very well done. The CC4 speech was very well done by Prabhakar. And Varadarajan, I think a very somber theme, but I think there's an important message for all the young people of the world today. So with that, we had beautiful and wonderful speeches, 4 speeches, which really made our day. Then we had an amazing PT session which is something different from the usual run-of-the-mill stuff which we do. And Arjun has actually taken the TP session to the next level by asking people to talk about the dreams. So we have people coming here talking about the dreams and how they will achieve it. And it really killed my thing also, so I talked about my dreams also. The evaluation session was amazing. I think we had beautiful evaluations from Anusha, Arvind, Priyanka, as well as Sunil. So I think overall, on a Sunday morning, where people feel sleepy, you all managed to come here and deliver a beautiful meeting out here. So with that, I'll hand over the podium to Samishka to start.
We all have dreams. We've all lived our dreams. We're all trying to live our dreams. How many of you remember the dream that I shared with you earlier? The dream to leave our state borders. The dream to realize that we're Indian before we go abroad. Toastmasters, why can't we cross our normal boundaries before thinking of a one world or one life? Will you help me achieve my dream?
Yes.
Yes.
Will you think of yourself as an Indian?
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you. All of us have dreams, all of us have thought of our dreams. Like Toastmaster Arjun made all the speakers stand up, I request all of you to stand up today. Right hand on heart. I promise to achieve, when I say 1, 2, 3, please repeat after me. I promise to achieve my dreams and I promise to start working on them. Please sit down. You have made a promise to yourself today, and I will follow